What if you spent your entire life chasing financial wealth, finally achieved it, and then realized you were still empty inside? What if the richest life possible has almost nothing to do with the balance in your bank account? Robin Sharma's The Wealth Money Can't Buy challenges our obsession with financial success and introduces a revolutionary framework, the 8 forms of wealth that actually create a life worth living. Sharma, the best-selling author of The 5 a.m. Club, has spent decades studying peak performers, billionaires, and the world's happiest people. His discovery: the wealthiest people aren't always the richest in money. They're rich in things money can't buy. This isn't another book telling you money doesn't matter. Money absolutely matters. It provides security, options, and peace of mind. But Sharma proves that people who focus exclusively on financial wealth often end up with money and nothing else. Meanwhile, those who cultivate all 8 forms of wealth live extraordinarily rich lives filled with meaning, joy, connection, and fulfillment. Over the next 30 minutes, we're breaking down each of these 8 hidden forms of wealth. You'll discover why some financially successful people are miserable, while others with modest incomes live magnificent lives. You'll learn the specific habits that build each form of wealth, and you'll walk away with a complete blueprint for living your richest life, one that includes financial success but doesn't end there. This is about becoming truly wealthy in every dimension of life. Let's dive in. The first form of wealth. Growth Sharma begins with what he calls the foundation of all wealth: personal growth. He argues that your outer world is a direct reflection of your inner world. If you want to transform your life, you must first transform yourself. Growth wealth means consistently becoming a better version of yourself, developing skills, expanding knowledge, increasing emotional intelligence, building character, and evolving as a human being. It's the commitment to never stop learning, growing, and improving. The challenge is that modern life encourages stagnation. We find comfortable routines and stick to them. We stop reading books that challenge us. We avoid experiences that push us outside comfort zones. We settle into who we are rather than pursuing who we could become. This creates a life that feels increasingly small and predictable. Sharma shares that the world's most fulfilled people are perpetual students. They read voraciously, seek new experiences, embrace challenges, welcome feedback, and view every setback as a learning opportunity. They understand that the moment you stop growing, you start dying, not physically, but psychologically and spiritually. He introduces several powerful habits for building growth wealth. The first is the daily learning hour, dedicating at least 60 minutes daily to learning through reading, courses, podcasts, or meaningful conversations. Most people spend more time on social media than on growth. This single habit shift transforms lives over time. The second habit is the quarterly challenge. Every 3 months, do something that genuinely scares you. Public speaking, learning a new skill, traveling solo, starting a project outside your expertise. These challenges force growth that comfortable routines never provide. The third habit is radical honesty with yourself. Sharma emphasizes that growth requires acknowledging current weaknesses, blind spots, and areas needing improvement. Most people defend their limitations rather than addressing them. The wealthy in growth embrace uncomfortable truths and work systematically to improve. He shares the story of a CEO earning millions annually who felt hollow despite material success. Through coaching, he discovered he'd stopped growing years ago. His business ran on autopilot, his routines were unchanged, and his mind was unchallenged. He implemented daily learning, quarterly challenges, and seeking uncomfortable feedback. Within months, his sense of aliveness returned, not from making more money, but from growing again. Sharma emphasizes that growth wealth compounds. Each skill learned makes learning the next skill easier. Each challenge overcome builds confidence for the next challenge. Each book read expands your capacity to understand the next book. Over years, this compounding creates exponential personal development. The practical application starts with honest self-assessment. Rate yourself 1 to 10 on personal growth. Are you learning daily? Are you challenging yourself regularly? Are you the same person you were 5 years ago? If growth has stagnated, recommit immediately. The habits are simple: daily learning, regular challenges, honest self-assessment, and commitment to continuous improvement. The second form of wealth, wellness. The second form of wealth is your physical vitality and health. Sharma argues that you can have all the money in the world, but without health, you have nothing. Wellness wealth is the energy, strength, and vitality that makes everything else possible. Most people sacrifice health-building financial wealth, then spend that financial wealth trying to recover health. The executive working 80-hour weeks, eating terribly, never exercising, and sleeping 4 hours nightly is destroying wellness wealth to build financial wealth. Eventually, the body breaks down, and no amount of money can restore what was lost. Sharma emphasizes that high performers understand energy management is more important than time management. You can have an open calendar, but if you're exhausted, sick, and depleted, you're ineffective. Conversely, someone with limited time but exceptional energy accomplishes far more. He introduces the 4 pillars of wellness wealth: movement, nutrition, sleep, and recovery. Each requires daily attention, and none can be outsourced or purchased. They must be earned through disciplined habits. Movement means daily physical activity, not necessarily intense workouts, though those have value, but consistent movement that keeps your body strong and capable. Sharma advocates for the 60-minute movement protocol, some combination of walking, strength training, stretching, or cardiovascular exercise daily. The specific activity matters less than consistency. Nutrition is fuel for performance. Most people eat for taste and convenience, not for energy and health. Sharma doesn't advocate extreme diets, but he does emphasize whole foods, adequate protein, lots of vegetables, proper hydration, and avoiding processed foods that deplete energy. Small, consistent choices compound into either vitality or disease. Sleep is the ultimate performance enhancer. Sharma argues that sleeping 7 to 8 hours nightly isn't laziness. It's strategic recovery that allows you to operate at peak levels. Most people brag about sleeping 5 hours as if it's admirable. It's actually sabotage. Proper sleep improves cognitive function, emotional regulation, physical recovery, and longevity. Recovery includes stress management, relaxation practices, massage, nature time, and mental rest. Modern life is relentlessly stimulating. Recovery wealth means deliberately creating space for your nervous system to reset. Sharma shares his personal protocol. Wake at 5 a.m. Exercise for 1 hour, Eat whole foods prepared at home. Protect 7 hours of sleep nightly. Take regular nature walks. And schedule quarterly wellness retreats. This isn't excessive. It's strategic energy management that allows him to perform at exceptional levels sustainably. The practical application requires treating your body as your most valuable asset, because it is. You can make more money, but you can't buy a new body. Starting today, commit to one improvement in each pillar. Maybe it's a daily 30-minute walk, cutting processed foods, adding 1 hour to your sleep, and scheduling weekly recovery time. These habits compound into extraordinary wellness wealth. The third form of wealth, family. The third form of wealth is the quality of your family relationships. Sharma argues that on your deathbed you won't wish you'd worked more or made more money. You'll wish you'd invested more in the people you love. Family wealth means deep, meaningful relationships with your spouse, children, parents, and chosen family. It's the love, connection, and shared experiences that make life meaningful. Yet, modern life conspires against family wealth. We're physically present but mentally absent, scrolling phones while children seek attention, working late instead of sharing dinner, sacrificing presence for productivity. Sharma emphasizes that family wealth requires deliberate cultivation. Relationships don't automatically thrive. They thrive when you consistently invest time, attention, and energy. The executive who works 80 hours weekly and sees their children only on weekends is losing family wealth far faster than they're building financial wealth. He introduces several powerful practices for building family wealth. The first is sacred family time, non-negotiable blocks, where family connection is the only priority. This might be daily dinner together, weekend adventures, or annual vacations. The key is protecting this time from work intrusion and being fully present during it. The second practice is the evening protocol. Sharma advocates ending each workday with a clear transition ritual that allows you to leave work mentally and arrive home emotionally available. This might be a short walk, a phone-free drive, or sitting in your car for 5 minutes before entering your home. Without this transition, you bring work stress into family time. The third practice is deep conversations. Most family interaction is surface-level logistics. When did meaningful conversations last happen? Sharma recommends weekly one-on-one time with each family member for genuine connection, asking questions, sharing struggles, discussing dreams. These conversations build intimacy that shallow daily interactions never achieve. He shares the story of a venture capitalist who achieved financial success but realized his teenage children barely knew him. He was present physically, but absent emotionally, always distracted by work. He implemented strict boundaries: no phone at dinner, no work after 7 p.m., dedicated one-on-one time with each child weekly. His relationship with his family transformed completely. Years later, he says this was the most important business decision he ever made. Sharma also addresses the cost of neglecting family wealth: divorced marriages, estranged children, lonely old age, and the regret of missed moments. These are the prices paid for sacrificing family at the altar of career. No professional achievement compensates for family failure. The practical application starts with honest assessment. Are your most important relationships thriving or surviving? Are you fully present with family or constantly distracted? Starting this week, implement sacred family time. Create an evening transition ritual and schedule deep conversations with each family member. The investment is small. The returns are infinite. The fourth form of wealth, craft. The fourth form of wealth is craft, the mastery and fulfillment that comes from doing world-class work in your chosen field. Sharma argues that humans are wired for mastery. We need to create, build, and contribute something meaningful. Financial wealth without craft wealth leaves you feeling empty despite material success. Craft wealth isn't about your job title or income level. It's about the pride you take in your work, the continuous improvement you pursue, and the impact you make through your efforts. A craftsman who takes immense pride in building beautiful furniture can be wealthier in craft than an executive who phones in mediocre work for a big salary. The modern workforce has largely abandoned craft. Work has become transactional, trading time for money with minimal emotional investment. People do just enough to avoid getting fired, wait for weekends, and dream of retirement. This approach creates a life spent enduring rather than enjoying the majority of waking hours. Sharma introduces the concept of work as art. When you approach your work with the mindset of a craftsman, everything changes. You care deeply about quality. You continuously refine your skills. You take pride in output. You view challenges as opportunities for growth. Work transforms from drudgery to fulfillment. He outlines several habits for building craft wealth. The first is the daily improvement protocol. Spend 30 minutes daily deliberately improving your professional skills. This might be studying industry trends, practicing key capabilities, analyzing your best work to understand why it worked, or seeking feedback from mentors. This habit compounds into mastery over time. The second habit is treating every project like your masterpiece. Most people give full effort only to high-visibility projects while phoning in everything else. Craftsmen give their best to everything because excellence is a habit, not an event. When you consistently deliver exceptional work, you build reputation and self-respect simultaneously. The third habit is seeking the difficult. Most people avoid challenging projects because they're hard. Craftsmen seek them because difficulty forces growth. Every challenge you overcome expands your capabilities. This is how you move from competence to mastery. Sharma shares his own journey. Early in his writing career, he could have continued producing formulaic content that sold adequately. Instead, he pushed himself to create transformational work that genuinely helped people. This required years of deep study, countless revisions, and embracing feedback that stung. The result was breakthrough success, not because he chased money, but because he chased mastery. He also addresses the financial paradox of craft wealth. People who obsess over money often make less than those who obsess over excellence. Why? Because the market pays premium prices for exceptional quality. The craftsman who delivers outstanding work becomes sought after and well compensated. Meanwhile, the person just collecting a paycheck remains replaceable and underpaid. Craft wealth also provides deep psychological fulfillment. Sharma explains that humans need to feel competent and impactful. When you know you're genuinely excellent at your craft and your work matters, you experience a sense of purpose that money alone can never provide. The practical application starts with reframing your relationship with work. Stop viewing it as something to endure and start viewing it as an opportunity for mastery. Implement the daily improvement protocol. Commit to excellence in every project regardless of visibility, and deliberately seek challenging work that forces growth. Over time, craft wealth transforms both your results and your experience of work. The fifth form of wealth, money. Now we finally arrive at financial wealth, but notice it's only the fifth of 8 forms. Sharma isn't dismissing money's importance, but he's putting it in proper perspective. Money absolutely matters, but it's insufficient alone. Money wealth means having financial security, freedom from money stress, the ability to provide for your family, and the resources to pursue opportunities without constant financial constraint. It's important because money problems create stress that undermines every other form of wealth. However, Sharma emphasizes that the relationship with money matters more than the amount. Someone earning $100,000 but constantly stressed about money and comparing themselves to wealthier people has less money wealth than someone earning $60,000 who feels abundant and grateful. Money wealth is partially objective, but significantly psychological. He introduces several principles for building healthy money wealth. The first is living below your means. This isn't about deprivation. It's about creating margin between income and expenses. That margin provides security, reduces stress, and allows investment and growth. Most people expand expenses to match income, creating a treadmill where they're always stressed regardless of earnings. The second principle is multiple income streams. Depending entirely on one source, typically employment, creates vulnerability and stress. Building 2 to 3 income streams through side projects, investments, or businesses provides security and reduces dependence on any single source. The third principle is investing in assets that appreciate. Most people spend money on things that depreciate: cars, clothes, gadgets that lose value. Wealthy people invest in assets that appreciate: real estate, businesses, skills, index funds. This mindset shift accelerates wealth building dramatically. Sharma also addresses money's limitations. Once basic needs are met and you have reasonable financial security, additional money provides diminishing returns on happiness. The research is clear. Beyond roughly $75,000 to $100,000 annually, more money doesn't correlate with more happiness. Yet people sacrifice everything: health, family, craft, community, chasing income beyond this threshold. He shares the story of a hedge fund manager earning $2 million annually, who was miserable. His health was destroyed from stress. His marriage was failing. He had no friends outside work, and he felt no purpose beyond making money. A school teacher earning $60,000 but rich in growth, wellness, family, and community had far more actual wealth despite 30 times less income. The key insight is that money is a means, not an end. It's a tool for building the other 7 forms of wealth. Money should fund wellness activities, family experiences, craft development, and community impact. When treated this way, money becomes incredibly valuable. When hoarded or spent on status signaling, it becomes empty. Sharma's practical advice is to achieve financial security: 3 to 6 months expenses saved, minimal debt, multiple income streams. Then shift primary focus to the other 7 forms of wealth. Continue building money wealth, but don't sacrifice everything else for it. The goal is balance, not maximization of one form at the expense of others. The 6th form of wealth, community. The sixth form of wealth is community, belonging to groups that provide connection, support, and shared purpose. Sharma argues that humans are tribal by nature. We need to feel part of something larger than ourselves. Community wealth is the antidote to the modern epidemic of loneliness. Despite being more connected than ever through technology, people are lonelier than any previous generation. Social media provides illusion of connection while delivering actual isolation. We have hundreds of online contacts but few real friends. We belong to no tribes, participate in no communities, and feel increasingly alone. Community wealth means having genuine friendships, being part of groups that share your values, belonging to organizations where you contribute meaningfully, and having people who know and care about you beyond superficial levels. It's the friends you can call at 3 a.m., the groups you gather with regularly, and the communities where you're known and valued. Sharma introduces several practices for building community wealth. The first is joining intentional communities. This might be a mastermind group, a running club, a book club, a volunteer organization, or a faith community. The specific community matters less than regular participation where genuine relationships form. The second practice is the friendship protocol. Just like family relationships, friendships require deliberate investment. Sharma recommends scheduling regular friend time, monthly dinners, quarterly adventures, or weekly calls. Without deliberate scheduling, friendships atrophy as life gets busy. The third practice is being the connector. Instead of waiting for others to build community for you, actively create it. Introduce people, organize gatherings, facilitate connections. The person who builds community for others becomes central to community themselves. Sharma shares his own experience. Despite global success, he felt increasing isolation as his career grew. He intentionally built community by joining a mastermind group, scheduling regular friend time, organizing monthly gatherings, and prioritizing relationships over productivity. His happiness increased significantly, despite no change in income or career status. He also addresses the cost of neglecting community wealth. Loneliness is linked to depression, anxiety, cognitive decline, and even early mortality. The health impact of loneliness is equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes daily. Meanwhile, strong communities provide emotional support during difficulties, accountability for goals, celebration during successes, and sense of belonging that makes life meaningful. The paradox is that building community requires vulnerability and effort. You must show up regularly, be genuinely interested in others, share authentically, and invest time without immediate return. This feels risky and inefficient in our transactional world. But the returns, deep friendships, belonging, support, and connection are among life's greatest treasures. The practical application starts with honest assessment. Do you have real friends or just acquaintances? Do you belong to communities where you're known and valued? Are you investing in relationships consistently? Starting this month, join one community aligned with your interests. Schedule regular friend time with 3 people and organize one gathering. These small actions build community wealth that compounds into rich relational life. The 7th form of wealth, adventure. The 7th form of wealth is adventure, the experiences, travel, and memorable moments that make life exciting and worth living. Sharma argues that we're not here just to work and pay bills. We're here to explore, experience, and collect memories that make life feel alive. Adventure wealth means regularly doing things that create stories, expand perspectives, and generate joy. It's the trips you take, the experiences you have, the risks you embrace, and the memories you create. Yet, most people defer adventure indefinitely, always planning to travel someday or experience life when they retire. The problem with deferral is that someday often never comes. Health declines, energy decreases, responsibilities multiply. The perfect time for adventure never arrives. Meanwhile, life passes by unlived, filled with regret for experiences never pursued. Sharma introduces the concept of micro-adventures and macro-adventures. Macro-adventures are the big trips and experiences, weeks abroad, challenging expeditions, sabbaticals for exploration. Micro-adventures are smaller experiences woven into regular life, weekend road trips, trying new activities, exploring your own city like a tourist. He emphasizes that adventure wealth doesn't require enormous budgets. A camping trip with friends costs little, but creates lasting memories. Exploring neighborhoods you've never visited is free. Learning a new skill or hobby provides adventure through growth. Adventure is about novelty and experience, not necessarily expense. The adventure protocol Sharma recommends includes quarterly micro-adventures and annual macro-adventures. Every 3 months, do something outside normal routine. A weekend trip, a new activity, a challenging experience. Annually, take a significant adventure, international travel, a major challenge, or an extended exploration. He shares his own practice of annual adventure months. Despite running multiple businesses, he blocks time annually for extended adventure, solo travel, challenging experiences, complete change of environment. These adventures provide renewal, perspective, and memories that make life meaningful. Sharma also emphasizes that adventure creates the best family wealth. Shared experiences bond families far more than material possessions. Children remember the camping trip, not the expensive toys. Spouses reconnect through novel experiences together. The practical application requires overcoming the someday mentality. Schedule your next adventure now. Book the trip. Plan the experience. Block the time. Make it non-negotiable. Stop waiting for perfect circumstances and start creating the experiences that make life rich. The 8th form of wealth, service. The final and perhaps most important form of wealth is service, contributing to something beyond yourself. Sharma argues that the highest form of wealth is making a positive difference in others' lives. Service wealth is the legacy you leave and the impact you make. Humans need purpose beyond survival and comfort. We need to feel that our existence matters, that we've helped others, that the world is slightly better because we were here. Financial success alone never provides this. In fact, pure self-interest ultimately feels empty regardless of wealth accumulated. Service wealth means using your time, talents, and resources to help others. This might be through your work if it genuinely helps people, through volunteering, through mentoring, through philanthropy, or through raising children who contribute positively to the world. The specific form matters less than the genuine intention to make life better for others. Sharma explains that service isn't about grand gestures. Small acts of kindness compound into significant impact. Mentoring one person who mentors others creates ripple effects. Teaching your children to serve creates generational impact. Being excellent at your craft and helping others through it creates enormous value. He introduces several practices for building service wealth. The first is the daily kindness habit. Do one deliberate act of kindness daily. Hold a door, compliment genuinely, help a colleague, donate to someone in need. These small acts build the habit of service. The second practice is skill-based volunteering. Instead of just donating money, donate your expertise. If you're a marketer, help a nonprofit with their marketing. If you're a lawyer, provide pro bono legal help. If you're a teacher, tutor struggling students. Your skills multiplied by generosity creates enormous impact. The third practice is building service into your business. Sharma emphasizes that profit and purpose aren't opposites. The best businesses do both. Structure your work to solve genuine problems and help people while also generating profit. This creates alignment between your livelihood and your impact. He shares multiple stories of people who built service into their success. A dentist who provides free dental care one day monthly. An entrepreneur who built social impact into her business model. An executive who spends his weekends mentoring young professionals. Each found that service made their success meaningful. Sharma also addresses the paradox that service increases personal fulfillment. You might expect that giving away time and resources would decrease happiness. Actually, research shows the opposite. People who regularly serve others are significantly happier than those focused purely on personal gain. Service provides purpose that self-interest never delivers. The final insight is that service creates legacy. Financial wealth can be spent, consumed, or taxed away. Service wealth lasts forever in the lives you touched and the ripple effects you created. When you're gone, what remains is how you helped others. The practical application starts with answering one question. How will I make today better for at least one other person? Then, do that daily. Additionally, identify one way to use your skills for service. Mentor someone, volunteer expertise, or build service into your work. These practices transform success from personal gain to meaningful contribution. Bringing it all together, the 8 forms integrated. Sharma concludes by emphasizing that these 8 forms of wealth work synergistically. Each enhances the others. Growth makes you better at craft. Wellness provides energy for family and adventure. Community provides support for all other forms. Service gives purpose to money. They're interconnected pieces of a rich life. The tragedy is that most people optimize one form, usually money, at the expense of the other 7. They sacrifice health, family, community, and adventure to maximize income. Then they use that income trying to buy back what they lost, only to discover some forms of wealth can't be purchased. The wealthy in life optimize all 8 simultaneously. They don't pursue perfect balance. That's unrealistic. But they ensure none of the 8 forms falls into complete neglect. They invest consistently in growth while maintaining wellness. They build craft excellence while protecting family time. They earn money while creating community. They pursue adventure while providing service. Sharma introduces the 8 Forms Assessment, a tool for evaluating current wealth across all dimensions. Rate yourself 1 to 10 on each form: growth, wellness, family, craft, money, community, adventure, and service. Most people discover they're 8 to 9 on 1 or 2 forms, and 2 to 4 on several others. This reveals where rebalancing is needed. The goal isn't perfection across all 8, it's conscious attention to all 8. Sharma recommends the quarterly wealth review. Every 3 months, assess all 8 forms, identify which have been neglected, and set specific intentions for rebalancing. He emphasizes that building all 8 forms doesn't require more time. It requires better prioritization. Most people waste enormous time on social media, television, and activities that build zero wealth. Redirecting even 10% of this wasted time into the 8 forms transforms life completely. Sharma also addresses the question of trade-offs. Yes, building multiple forms of wealth requires saying no to some things. You can't work 80-hour weeks and have family wealth. You can't neglect wellness and have energy for craft. You can't isolate yourself and have community wealth. Choices matter, but the right choices create richness, not deprivation. The final message is that living your richest life is a daily practice, not a destination. You don't achieve perfect wealth across all 8 forms and then stop. You continuously invest in all 8 throughout your life. Some seasons require more focus on certain forms. New parents prioritize family. Career-building seasons prioritize craft. Health crises prioritize wellness. But you never completely abandon any form. So, there you have it. Robin Sharma's complete framework for living your richest life through the 8 forms of wealth that money can't buy: growth, wellness, family, craft, money, community, adventure, and service. Notice what happens when you view wealth through this lens. Suddenly, the person with the impressive job title and big house, but no health, no family connection, no friends, and no purpose looks poor, despite financial success. Meanwhile, the person with moderate income but excellence across all 8 forms looks genuinely wealthy. This isn't about rejecting money or pretending financial wealth doesn't matter. It absolutely matters. It's one of the 8 forms, but it's only one of 8. Building financial wealth while neglecting the other 7 creates a life that looks successful from the outside, but feels empty on the inside. Here's your action plan. This week, complete the 8 forms assessment. Honestly, rate yourself 1 to 10 on each form. Don't judge the results, just observe them. This awareness is the starting point for transformation. Next, identify the 3 forms where you scored lowest. These are where rebalancing is needed. For each, choose one specific habit to implement. Maybe it's daily learning for growth, evening walks for wellness, weekly family dinners for family connection, daily improvement for craft, automatic investing for money, joining a community for connection, planning a trip for adventure, or daily kindness for service. Within a month, you should have at least 3 new habits working across different forms of wealth. Within a year, your life should feel dramatically richer across all dimensions, not just financially, but in every way that actually matters. Will this be easy? Number. Will it require saying no to some things? Yes. Will you face pressure to optimize only financial wealth like everyone else? Absolutely. But the result, a genuinely rich life filled with growth, vitality, connection, mastery, security, belonging, adventure, and purpose, is worth every sacrifice. Remember Sharma's central message. At the end of your life, you won't be measured by your bank account. You'll be measured by the person you became, the relationships you built, the experiences you had, and the difference you made. These are the forms of wealth that actually matter. Anyone can build financial wealth. Few people build wealth across all 8 forms, but those who do live extraordinarily rich lives that inspire everyone around them. Thanks for watching. If this summary shifted your perspective on what wealth really means, hit that like button and subscribe for more content that helps you live your richest life. Drop a comment sharing which form of wealth you most need to develop. And remember, the wealth money can't buy is the wealth worth building. Now, go create your genuinely rich life across all 8 forms. Until next time, grow daily, live fully, and serve greatly.